Hey, what's up everybody? So we got an install video for you here. So we continue our travels north, trying to get back to Michigan is the main goal, but we left central Tennessee, traveled up here to the West Virginia, Ohio border. So this was right on the Ohio River. We were on the Ohio side in an RV park. It was called Harris RV Park. It used to be like just your regular old mobile home trailer park, but it got taken out by some flooding a few years back, so the guy ended up turning it into an RV park. Guy's super nice, so I recommend checking it out if you're passing through here. Climb up there. This is awesome things about being on the road is finding cool playgrounds like this. Good job, buddy. Hey everybody, so we're here at our next install, getting ready to get going on things. It's earlier 2000s motorhome. It's a Winnebego Brave. The odd thing about this is it's a 30 amp RV with 2 air conditioners, so we'll talk about that a little bit and make a decision on switching it to 50 amp. We are in an RV park here. There was boondocking close, but we're just trying to knock these out as quick as possible. So it's a 30 amp RV. It's got 2 air conditioners. It's got a power management system that limits it to 30 amp. I'd say right at 29. So compressors, AC2 is running, which means AC1's not even on here. It's just always powered. And the water heater and the refrigerator. Oh man, we were thinking about switching it to 50 amp. That's what I'm trying to decide. It was when I turned this on, because you shut the water heater off. Apparently you're not allowed to turn it off for so long after you turn it on. There you go. Not sure what was up with that. I think it was just stuck back down to 17. So I don't know. Let's see what he wants to do. Alright guys, so we're up here on the roof getting going on a few things. So we're going to try to fill this roof with as much solar as possible, which is going to be probably somewhere right around 3,000 watts. So that means getting rid of anything that is not needed or used. That's especially like this dish up here that's in a giant footprint for a nice big solar panel. So I've been trying to get this thing off already. As you can see, it's been a real nightmare to get it removed. They ended up like gluing it down to the roof besides being screwed down and then covered with sealant. So then the screws are all kind of stripped out because it's just a fiberglass roof with and then fiberglass roofs typically just have thin paneling underneath that, so the screws strip out pretty easy. So I've been beating on this thing for a while to try to get it off in there without damaging the roof, especially using a metal 5-in-1 like this. You really got to be careful of pounding that you don't get underneath that fiberglass and tear it, because that'll ruin that spot of the roof, which anything can be fixed, but ideally we don't do that. So, and I've about had enough of filming this thing and trying to get it off, so I give up on that in about 3, 2, 1 now. So what's up guys, you think this little solar panel still puts out voltage? Okay. This RV is from 2004, so it's just crazy to think that 2004, I'm talking about, you think this old solar panel puts out voltage? It's 21 years, so that's pushing the warranty on a new solar panel. Anyways, we'll see when I get it off there. We'll test her out. Alright guys, so any guesses on this thing? It is a 10 watt panel. 10 whole watts. You believe that? So it's got a VOC rating of 22.3. So VOC, that means, well, rated is 24.8, but measured was 22.3. So VOC means open circuit. So there's no load. It's just sun rays hitting the solar panel. It's outputting voltage with it going nowhere. So what do you guys think it is? You think it's outputting any voltage? Half, 3/4? Got it hooked up to the leads here. I just stuck the leads in the back of the plug. I'll show you in a second. I don't want to create a little spark. So anyways, what do we got? We got 20.64 volts. So this 21-year-old solar panel, that's super dirty and oxidized. I can't even really, I guess it looks like it would maybe clean off. So still outputs 20.6 volts. So not too bad. I'll take these out of here. Show you the clip that it came with. This is the plug-in I had. Not your standard MC4s, but this little tiny thing. I would guess they probably wired this on themselves, honestly. And then there was a plug that went right in the fridge, which is kind of DIY-ish to run it in the fridge vent, but it works. Making some progress up here. Got all the stuff removed and sealed, so there was the solar panel there. Had a hole going through the side of that. Like, seriously, manufacturer? Come on. You could have done better than that. Anyways, they didn't know back then. And this was the TV antenna. If you're going to use a turnabout tape, you need to seal around it for it to work properly. And then this was the satellite dish. So you can tell where I cleaned the roof, eh? You can tell my towel was getting dirty there, so that didn't get cleaned up real well. But this is way whiter than that. So not a bad spot here they got. This is just kind of their they sold their house, so this is where they set up the RV to get moved out of the house before they head west for a work camping job they took for the summer. And then they're gonna be in Quartzsite this winter. Hopefully see them out there this winter. But it's a nice spot right along the Ohio River, I think it is. Must be. I don't know. Something like that. So, anyways, very nice. One of my favorite things about living the lifestyle we do in the business that I have is that my jobs get to be on site where my family is a lot of the time. Not all the time. There's sometimes that we are separated, which is a nice break occasionally. But it is awesome when I get to work and then hang out with my family all day. Got the boy working on things. Got the girls working on water. And we're working on this. So, board mounted. Got one bracket mounted for this guy. The battery's just kind of sitting there. They're not secured or anything. Got a board mounted over here for the Autofomer. This is where the Lynx is going to go. I got one more that's got to go on here. The distributor yet, but show you. Hanging inverters up on the ceiling is never fun, but we're going to get her done. Well, there they are. It was not fun. Just like every time I go to hang an inverter above my head, it's not fun. Hell, the customer offered to help, but I just couldn't do it. I got to do it by myself. No, he offered to help with the first one, but it's just hard. It's hard to get like two people's arms in there and then, like, you know, so whatever. I just did it on my own. So they're up there. Got to do the Autofomer, but it's lighter. It's probably 15 pounds lighter, so it's going to be easier than those two. Oh, now I get to wire them up. There's just barely enough space. Oh, whatever. Hey guys, I'm going to show you the switches to make this RV from 30 amp to 50 amp. So that was the 30 amp main right there. The breaker panel box was set up for 50 amp split phase service. So they just had a jumper between the two legs before, so I put in a 50 amp breaker and separated things between the legs. I put this outlet in here for Starlink. They're going to get a mount for the Starlink and mount it to the wall and stuff there, but then it's permanently mounted on the roof, so it'll be plugged in all the time without eating up one of their outlets. Over here is where I put the Touch 50 screen in, so they can access all their system info here. But then this is also where I ran the wires down from the roof, so this whole wood panel came free, which made it where I could drill a hole up through the roof, put my entry gland in, and then run wires down to where the system is. So again, being a 30 amp RV, they had this weird 30 amp pigtail coming out. I just decided to do the same thing, but make it 50 amp. And again, this transfer switch was rated for 50 amps. So it had both legs for the input, line 1, line 2, neutral, ground. It's actually a weird transfer switch. I had like an auxiliary neutral and stuff. So it was all part of the power management system, which I ended up tearing out, so it wasn't affecting the 50 amp. Their short power pedestal quit last night when we went to go plug things in. That's why the cord strips way over to this other site. Plugged in with their progressive dynamic surge protector, and we got rid of the watchdog that don't work with the Autofomer. So we're wrapping up everything with this one here. We're trying to put the finishing touches. We're almost done with everything. and we can get our butt on the road. Next stop will be Hillman, Michigan. So we're super excited to get back and see family. They haven't seen the twins in, oh geez, I don't even know what's been, 6.5 months or something. But let's take you up on the roof and show you everything that we did up here. So we put 3,340 watts up here, which is quite a bit. Wouldn't be possible a year ago. It's these 335s that really make the difference, even though they've been a pain in the butt to get lately. Anyways, the 100-watt panels, he already had. He had 4 of those that he'd bought for, I don't know, something. I think he just got a good deal on them or something. So he had those, so we were able to incorporate them, which was nice. And then we put in 4 400s, and then we put 4 of the 335s, and then 4 of the 100s. So that makes 3,340 watts total. So this 400 and the one in the back is wired together in series, and then the 2 on the right hand side are wired together in series. And I do that because of the angle of the roof. That's how I kind of decide which panels go together, and then also factoring in other shadowing. So then we got these 4 335s, same thing. These 2 are wired together in series, and these 2 are wired together in series because of just the way they tilt on the roof. So and then the 400-watt panels, same thing. You know, I got 2 in series, 2 in series. So this one and this one are together in series, and that one and this one up front here are together in series. Everything comes together to this combiner box. I mean, they're all still individual strings, but they come together and all the wires go down, including Starlink, which is mounted at the back, goes down from this box. Anytime there's multiple strings and Starlink, I always use a box rather than just using an entry gland. So then you just got one box that everything can go down in, which is nice. I also changed the roof vents to max airs for them, since the old ones were kind of crappy and I was doing all this work anyways. So let's go down below and check out the Victron and battery system. So this is definitely a nice system. It's a serious upgrade for this early 2000s motorhome, especially switching it to 50 amp like we did. And it just made sense. I mean, we really had a real debate about that because you wanted to run 2 air conditioners, 30 amp RV. Typically, it would just be a 3000 VA inverter. We talked about just doing a 5000 VA inverter, but ultimately we decided to switch it to 50 amp. So there is 4 300 amp hour 12 volt big beard batteries that go to the link system here. Link shunt distributors. And then we got 3 solar controllers for the strings of solar on the roof. This line here is what ties into the 12 volt system of the RV. It kind of runs under the steps there, because that's where the original batteries were. We got the solar disconnect back there, 1 for each string, and then we got the 2 3000 VA inverters wired together in split phase. They come over here to the Autofomer for load balancing, so then it's a perfectly balanced load on the inverters all the time. And then there's another breaker box back in there, which is just splitting the neutral and ground for the AC input. Then we got the product label stuck over to the wall that is Victron's now sending with the products, which is nice. All right, everybody, that's it for this one. This is our spot in Michigan, which is where we're at all summer long. This is an install I'm doing this year. The video will be coming out in a couple weeks on that one. And this is the road leading into the field where I just had everything set up there. I've never really videoed it and put it out there. So potential customers that are coming to us, this will be the road that most of the time you'll be coming to. We kind of bounce between 2 spots, but we spend the most time at this one because it's our favorite. So anyways, I have lots of Class A's in and out of here. I'm big. The road's good and hard, so it doesn't matter whether it rains or whatever, it'll be good. So alrighty, everybody, if you want to come hang out with us, that'd be awesome. Come get an install done, or just come and hang out. So alright, everybody, please like and subscribe.